Welcome to this chat show Face2Face. This is a program which was started last year in 2020 in the same month. And this was an initiative of DME Media School. And if I can tell you more about DME Media School, this is one of the prestigious institution affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University. It has three schools besides the DME Media School. The other two schools are DME Law School and DME Management School. We offer four academic programs which include BA JMC, BBA, BA LLB, and BBA LLB. DME is one such institution which is always trying to live up to the aspirations of the students, and we always try to excel in education. And when this COVID-19 struck last year, we revised our strategy as far as the teaching and reaching out to the students is concerned. We completely switched over to the online mode, and not only the online classes were happening, but we also started producing the study material, the contents for the students in the video format, and we were providing that all to the students, which we even tried to conduct the internships online, and it was completely focused on engagement and empowerment. So we always take care of our students academically and otherwise. Let us know more about DME Media School. In DME, we believe in engagement and empowerment of students. And since the time this COVID-19 struck in 2020, we intensified this whole process.
For the education sector, it was a big challenge. At DME, our small dynamic team decided to take this challenge head-on.
We organize different kind of programs, different webinars wherein the distinguished people from the industry and other walks of life, they are invited to interact with the students. We try to keep them engaged in taking out newsletter, writing stories, editing stories, and not only that, they make posters, they make cartoons, they write pieces for the newsletter.
Mentoring cell at DME is a very unique feature in the ecosystem of education. While the subject teachers forge the knowledge domain strongly, it is the mentors who reach out to students in difficult times. During pandemic, when our students faced loss of their loved ones, home isolation, and several other family issues, mentors ensured that students remain cheerful, lively, and stay connected with us.
We have ensured that our students are treated with compassion, warmth, and gentle touch. And it has been our endeavor to treat all the academic activities of our students, which includes PSDA, internal assignment, and various other curricular activities accordingly.
Research Cell also pays huge emphasis on interdisciplinary nature of research. In order to promote this, the research centers of the Research Cell were also motivated to join with each other and conduct research activities for students, faculties within DME and outside DME.
While the strong academics and great industry connect is building great lawyers, media persons, and managers at DME, we at Mentoring Cell are enabling these future leaders to be compassionate, emotionally strong, and resilient for any times to come.
We empower the students. All the schools of DME, they have their students' council. In DME Media School, this council is spark. They organize the program themselves, they take their own decisions, and they mobilize the students for all the good cause.
Art has the power to unite and connect during the times of crisis, bringing people together, sharing, soothing, and inspiring are powers of art, which have been made empathically obvious by the DME cultural societies during the COVID-19 pandemic. By taking different innovative approaches in organizing various virtual competitions and events in which the students of DME have taken part with great enthusiasm and proved that DMEians are unstoppable.
Care with compassion is motto of DME. During Corona period, we were always with our students. Their well-being is primary for us. We take care of our students.
We met the expectations of the students, of the parents and above all of the industry. The placements this year were better than those of the previous years. DME is committed to supporting its students in all possible ways.
Welcome back to Face to Face. To tell you more about DME Media School, DME Media School is a very promising media institutions, completely different from other media institutions. We try to do the things which are based on knowledge, which are based on learning, and we always try to give that experience to the students wherein they are learning by doing the things. We have two flagship programs in a year. One is the International Conference ICANN, of which we have already conducted 4 sessions, the four episodes, and the fourth one happened only in July. That was the world's first 10-day digital live conference. And another flagship program is the International Film Festival, SIFI. Which was organized, the second edition was organized last year in the month of December, and the third edition is going to happen this year again in the month of December. Besides this, so we also organized the Media Fest Vritika, and this year we are organizing it in the month of October as a media conclave. And this will be a platform for the media students from all over the country to converge at one place and have interaction. Besides that, we also organize a monthly lecture series in the name of renowned journalist B.G. Varghese. So we call it the B.G. Varghese lecture series. And then often on number of such programs are organized by us, which are directly addressing to the minds of the students. Not only this, there is a student council by the name of Spark. So there also the students organize their own functions, they take their own decisions and take up the things as they wish to. So this is the real empowerment which we are striving to infuse in DME Media School. Talking about this particular program, Face to Face, this is a chat show which was conceived and executed, as I told you already last year. The objective behind was because in the month of April, May, June last year, the things were really worse in view of this COVID-19. It had already started, and though we were trying to communicate with the student through regular classes and other sessions, but then there was a need felt that this communication has to be more intense and a trust has to be built between the college, between the teachers and the students. So that is how this completely new concept was brought, wherein the dean is talking to 3 students. These 3 students are drawn from each of the years, the first year, second year, and third year. As it happened as last year, that the third year batch was not practically in the third year because they were on the verge of having their bachelor's degree. This year also, the third year batch has already appeared in the examination and their result is awaited. So that is the outgoing batch which entered DME in the year 2018. Another batch which is there with the students who joined in 2019, and the junior most batch is the batch which joined DME in 2020. So let us see, let us know as to who all are the participants in this episode of Face to Face. welcome back to Face to Face again. Now we all have seen who are the three students joining in this episode of Face to Face. So to introduce all three, the senior most person is Swati Singh, who is from the outgoing batch. And then we have Yashika Agrawal with us, who has now entered the third year. And then we have Priya Mishra, who has now entered second year. So you all are welcome in this episode of Face to Face. Now, to start the conversation, as it has been customary, then we start interacting with the senior most person. So I'm initiating this talk with Swati. Swati, you have been there in the last episode, in the last season of Face to Face, and now you are practically passed out from DME, and you have even taken up a job. So my question to you, since we are meeting in the backdrop of this COVID-19, which has affected us all since March 2020, and it is now more than 1.5 years that we are facing this pandemic. Now, I would like to ask what kind of impact this pandemic has made in your life, or how this has affected the lives of your family members or your friends or relatives, if you can tell us something about that.
Hello, sir. Good evening, first of all. And sir, actually, during the whole COVID time, since March 2020, my mother was not well. So I was quite busy in taking care of her. So I really didn't had much time to see things, what's going on or not. And I've also lost one of my family member in Corona time. So that was kind of depressing. And before that, I got plenty of time for my own development, which was not expected as we were really stuck in our homes. So it was fine, it was good too, and it was bad too.
Okay, so I mean, how did you, confront this kind of situation in terms of your career advancement, in terms of your studies and all? Did you find it difficult to handle and to pursue your studies and the future career, or did you utilize it as an opportunity? You try to encash on whatever happened, because there are certainly some good things also. I mean, anything has both aspects, and there are two aspects of the coin. So there are a lot of people who feel that this was an opportunity and which they had made use of. So what was it in your case?
Sir, I see this year as it really helped me grow in a way different manner. Means I didn't expected this much ki I can handle both taking care of my mother, and I did an internship too at that time. And matlab, everything was काफी hectic, but I grow, and I think it was good overall.
Okay, so what all you did during 1.5 years, if you can tell us something, I mean, any substantial thing which you would like to share?
Uh, Sir, most of the time I didn't get time for myself, but whatever time I got, I used to study, and that was very unusual to me. So I did meditate and all, and I tried to get in some internship, as that was a good time because college classes were online. So I was trying, but I got one
Yeah.
for but it was really late. But and that I worked in a news channel, so it really helped me to understand all the industry working and all. So I think I utilized the time in rather sitting at home. I
Yeah.
went there and learned it.
Okay, so moving on to Yashika. Yashika, you have now entered in the third year, and a lot of time has been, I will not use the term wasted, but then a lot of time you have been having everything online. So you have the experience of both online and offline, or the things in the physical mode, as far as your affiliation, your association with the DME is concerned. So, but then looking at pandemic as a whole, so I will put the same question to you: how this pandemic affected you, your family, and the people who are close to you?
Good evening, sir. So please excuse my throat. Actually, I'm under the influence of cold. I'm sorry. So yes, pandemic has impacted my family severely. It's a very harsh time for all of us. I agree. And earlier, my entire family, we got impacted with COVID. We were isolated in our rooms, and I had college pressure at that time. Not pressure, we were having events, so I had to organize 2 events at that time. So I had to pass on that responsibility and divide my work, and I was very scared at that time that I'll lose everything that I'm doing, that I have been putting my efforts into, because now my family is impacted, so I have to be there with them. That phase passed, and I lost my grandfather to COVID again. So for my family and relatives, it has been very hard. And if I look at it like an opportunity, I can't. I'm sorry, but I can't. Maybe I have learned skills. I have learned a lot of things. I owe it that to this year. But I guess everyone, each and every one of us, we were just trying to distract ourselves, because there was so much negativity everywhere. So we were like, okay, let's cook something nice. Let's do something creative, because we were listening very negative things. So I guess that's what it was.
So what all you did, if you can tell us something, what all you did to get rid of that negativity, and if not opportunity, using that word as you said, but then this, your effort would have been to dump the negativity and to have something to infuse positivity in whatever you were doing. So can you further elaborate on this?
Yeah, sure, sir. So, sir, my family is very positive. So, personally, though, I used to just paint or make something nice for everyone. Once we recovered, I used to make something nice, cook something nice for everyone. Sometimes I used to bake a cake that everyone will be happy. Other times, my dad used to come and we used to say, "Arey, theek hi to hai, ho jayega." And when he says like that, he's like, "Chalo, ho jayega." So then that I used to do gardening. We have this small carry. Used to do gardening and plant nice sapling. Sometimes I used to eat lychee, and then I used to plant those seeds. It's a happy time. I used to do this.
So moving on to Priya. Priya, I will put the same question to you. I mean, the impact of COVID-19 on you and your family members, and how you dealt with that kind of situation.
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल थैंक यू सो मच सर फॉर हैविंग मी हियर। और जैसे कि कोरोना का 2 फेज था, और मुझे लगता है वो दोनों फेज में बहुत अलग-अलग चीज़ें हुई। अगर मैं पहले बुरे की बात कर लेती हूँ। अगर नवंबर से लेके अप्रैल तक की बात करूँ तो फैमिली में 2 लोगों को खोया है। तो और वो भी बहुत क्लोज़ थे। एक मतलब कि मेरे मामा जी और दूसरे मेरे दादाजी। तो इतने क्लोज़ लोगों को खोया है, तो एक बहुत ही बुरा टाइम तो था ही। और मुझे लगता है जो सेकंड वेव था वो बहुत बुरा था, और उसमें अच्छा तो पता नहीं क्या हुआ। लेकिन जो फर्स्ट वेव जब आया था स्टार्टिंग में मार्च से लेके अप्रैल, जब हमारा मतलब लॉकडाउन हुआ था, तो उस टाइम मुझे लगता है मैंने बहुत कुछ सीखा। और आज मैं यहाँ पे हूँ, जर्नलिज्म का कोर्स कर रही हूँ, वो भी उसी की वजह से, क्योंकि मैं साइंस बैकग्राउंड से हूँ। मेरी पूरी फैमिली साइंस बैकग्राउंड से, डॉक्टर्स और साइंटिस्ट की फैमिली है। तो सबको जो मनाने का टाइम है ना, वो लॉकडाउन ने मुझे दिया कि आप मनाओ कि आपको जर्नलिज्म करना है, और मैंने वो आराम से मनाया। तो मुझे लगता है वो एक बहुत अच्छा वो टाइम मिला कि मैं लोगों को मतलब फैमिली को बता पाई कि मुझे ये करना है। दूसरा एक है राइटिंग। मुझे बोलने का हमेशा से था कि चीज़ों को बोलना, अपनी चीज़ों को सामने रखना है। बट मैं लिख भी सकती हूँ और अलग-अलग तरीके से लिख सकती हूँ। लाइक एक होता है आप लिखते हो सिर्फ आर्टिकल बेस पे या कुछ पे, बट क्रिएटिव राइटिंग जो एक चीज़ होती है वो मैंने उस टाइम में सीखी, और मुझे पता चला अच्छा मैं अलग-अलग तरीके से लिख सकती हूँ। मैं सटायर भी कर सकती हूँ। तो बोलने में तो हो जाता है, लेकिन जब हम पोएम के साथ करते हैं ना, तो वो एक जो व्यंग और हास्य होता है, मुझे लगता है वो चीज़ मैंने सीखी। तो मुझे लगता है कि अपॉर्च्युनिटी भी थी और कुछ बुरी चीज़ें थी, उसको ये नहीं कह सकते कि वो नहीं था। बट हाँ, ओवरऑल अगर देखा जाए, आगे मैं देखूँ तो अच्छा था पूरा।
But then obviously we all understand your batch joined the institute during the peak time of Corona at the fag end of last year. So all your, I mean, the CET and then the admission process, everything happened online. And then since the time you people, your batch has joined DME, you have been experiencing only the online education. There has been nothing happening face to face. So during this 1.5 year, as you said, writing. So besides writing, what all you were doing precisely? और जो तुमने कहा कि अपने घर वालों को मनाना था, तो मनाने के टाइम के अलावा और 1-1.5 साल तक ऐसी क्या चीजें थी जो तुमने की?
सर जो मैंने कहा राइटिंग, एक्चुअली मैंने वही किया। मैंने अलग अलग प्लेटफॉर्म्स को ढूंढा जहाँ पे मैंने ओपन माइक भी किया है। ऑफलाइन नहीं किया, ऑफलाइन का एक्सपीरियंस अलग होता है, बट ऑनलाइन किया, ओपन माइक किया और बहुत सारे कॉम्पिटिशन्स में पार्ट लिया। और जो वो होता है ना कि चीजों को पहले मैं सही बताऊं तो मैं टीवी नहीं देखती थी इतना, तो मेरे को न्यूज का, मीडिया का इतना नहीं पता था। लेकिन चीजों को जो मतलब रिसर्च होता है कि आप पर्टिकुलर चीज को देखते हो और आपको लगता है कि सामने वाला शायद गलत कह रहा है, ये चीज किसी और ढंग से हो सकती है, तो वो जो एक रिसर्च करना और जानना कि आप गलत हो, अच्छा आप सही हो, तो ये पहले से था। बट मुझे लगता है कि ये जो टाइम था जहाँ पे मैंने कहा कि मैंने लिखना और सोचना किया, तो रिसर्च वाली जो कैपेबिलिटी होती है ना, लगता है वहां से काफी अच्छी आई है, तो मैंने वही किया एक्चुअली पूरा 1 साल।
Good. So moving on to Swati again. Swati, you have been there in DME since 2018, and you have been experiencing the education in the physical mode, and then you also experienced for more than 1 year the online education. So if I ask you to draw a comparison between education in the physical mode and education in the online mode, what kind of comparison would you make?
Sir, obviously there is a large difference. Like physically, even if we didn't want to study, we did. But in online mode, it is very difficult to study, and home-like environment is not apt for studies, and things were not that much clear too. Physically it was much better, and classroom environment, everything matters. And of course during the lockdown, everything seemed uh, quite depressing, negative news and all, so studies were quite difficult as
Yeah, but
compared to the physical mode.
yeah, but then didn't this online thing provided you an opportunity, not only you, to so many students, to evade classes because you are not being properly supervised and monitored. So that kind of I mean option was available in online education, isn't it?
Sir, maybe.
You were attending classes regularly in the online mode?
Sir, I was attending, but obviously, first two classes were usually missed because I was busy with the household things. So, yes, and when we used to physically go to college, everything was timely and in a better manner, and things were good. And I
Okay.
really missed college so much. It was like lost 1 year of college because of this corona and all.
Well, but this situation, perhaps as you said, कि household काम करती थी, तो this situation, in fact, provided you an opportunity to learn the household jobs.
Yeah, of course. I learned a lot.
So moving on to you, Yashika, if I ask you the same question, because you also have experienced both, though in the physical mode you were there only 1.5 semesters, and more than that you have passed in this online phase. But if you are asked to make a comparison between the two, what will you say?
Sir, online mode is somewhat, for some people it's comfortable, but for me it's not. I miss offline classes. I love offline classes because the teacher's there. There's fun. That's it.
Okay, so how did you enjoy then this phase of online education? I mean, obviously, as you said, it would have affected your studies. You would not have enjoyed the way you were enjoying earlier. But then, I mean, if you can explain as to how this online education was for you, what was that element which was not liked by you, and perhaps there would have been some such element which you would have liked.
So we were studying subjects, for example, video productions, where we could not hold a camera. We were learning radio production, where we could not see how to use a mic or see different sort of mics. So these small things. For example, once in class, ma'am said this thing. She was teaching us advertising. So she said, I miss singing jingles in the class with everyone. So the small things I miss.
Okay, so moving on to Priya. Priya, if I ask you the same thing, but then obviously it's difficult for you to make a comparison, at least in the sense that you have not experienced any class in the physical mode in DME. But then definitely in your schools, there were the classes in the physical mode, and it's all online mode in your college. So if you are asked to make a comparison, what would you say?
तो ऑफ कोर्स ये तो मतलब ऑफलाइन ही सबको पसंद, मुझे लगता है ज्यादातर लोग भी ये कहेंगे कि ऑफलाइन पसंद है। मुझे तो ऑफलाइन ही पसंद है, क्योंकि ऑफलाइन ये होता है कि आप सामने टीचर है और वो जो इंटरेक्शन होता है ना, वो ऑनलाइन में आप कुछ भी कर लो वो नहीं आ पाता है ऑनलाइन में। और सर जैसे कि आपने कहा कि हमारे लिए थोड़ा सा रिलैक्सेशन हो सकता है, तो कुछ लोगों के लिए हो सकता है, बट जब हमें मतलब कि हर क्लासेस को लेना है, क्योंकि मैं हर क्लासेस को लेना पसंद है मुझे और हर चीज, लेकिन वो प्रॉब्लम होता है में, क्योंकि जो नेटवर्क है ना वो सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है। और मुझे लगता है जो मेरा एरिया है ना वहाँ पे नेटवर्क एक और भी ज्यादा बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है, मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है। तो उसकी वजह से कई बार मुझे प्रॉब्लम होती है। तो मुझे लगता है कि ऑफलाइन बेस्ट है, लेकिन वही चीज है कि अभी तो कर रहे हैं, अब देखते हैं आगे क्या होता है।
अब मेरे ख्याल में तो तुम्हारे लिए तो दोनों ही अच्छा है, बिकॉज ऑफलाइन हो या ऑनलाइन हो, यू विल अटेंड ऑल द क्लासेस, बिकॉज आई बिलीव यू हैव नेवर मिस्ड ए क्लास।
यस सर, वही मेरे लिए दोनों ठीक है, बट फिर भी ऑफलाइन ऑफलाइन ही होता है।
Yeah, but then you raised a very valid point. The basic problem in online education is that you have to have access to internet, and not only access most of the people have, but then it has to be such connection which is stable. And if it is not stable, then obviously it affects you on your part, on the part of the students, and it also affects the teachers as well, because if their internet is not stable, then obviously they may go out from the class, and then again they are coming back. So this is definitely a problem which we all realize is a shortcoming as far as online education is concerned. Now moving on to Swati again. Swati, you have passed 3 years in DME Media School, and during this period you would have come across with different kind of experience, good as well as bad. You would have made number of friends, and then you would have liked certain teachers who you feel are doing the better job. So in that case, if you look back at DME Media School, what would you say about your campus life, your friends and teachers?
Sir, campus is good, and I feel teachers are really supportive. Especially my mentor was really supportive, and our dean sir is really supportive in the sense they care. They don't abandon students like it's your job, you have to do. It's not our responsibility anymore. And about friends, so we make friends and we lose them. Most importantly, in offline modes, in college we develop ourselves spiritually and socially. So those things are very important. So in our college we have many societies like dance. I was in editorial society, and I also participated in some anchoring things, events which were organized in our college. I really find they were a good opportunity for all of us, new
students to learn many things. It gave kind of industrial experience, because we used to do everything very professionally. So, and especially I love that international film festival which was held in our college 2 years. So it was a very nice thing to me, because I developed myself professionally, and various deemed people came. So it was good. I think it was very nice.
Okay, what will be that one thing that you will always remember after moving out from DME?
So events, I guess. I liked events here.
Okay, so moving on to Yashika. Yashika, if I ask you about your experience of the college when the things were happening in the physical mode and also in the online mode, the association remains, the engagement remains. So your experience with the college, with your friends and teachers in DME.
So I have had a very nice relationship with my friends. They have been with me like for a very long time, and I have had the same friends I had in first year. They have not changed. Same friends, same society friends. It's very good. Teachers, so I guess you know, Tina ma'am is someone I don't know how I got a teacher like her. She's like a mentor to me. She's someone I cannot express in words what she is for me. She's like sister. She's there no matter what. If anything goes wrong in my life, even small thing, I just call her. I don't think for a moment. I just call her. She's my answer to all my questions, all my worries. She's that sweet. So I have a very nice relationship with her. She has helped me through a lot of things, and other teachers are also very nice. But Tina ma'am, so she's something else for me. So I've had a very nice time.
Okay, so great. Now moving on to Priya. Priya, whatever has happened to you has happened online, but then certainly you would have made your friends during the past, not 1 year, but then, I mean, it's less than 1 year, but then it has been 2 semesters that you have crossed over in DME. And during this time, you would have made friends. You have made your enemies as well. I know that. And then you would have been having some experience as far as the studies and the teachers are concerned. How will you express all this experience?
सबसे पहले जो आपने बोला एनिमी, मतलब ये तो मतलब सही बात है और आपको भी पता है, मतलब लेकिन ऐसा है कि फ्रेंड्स बनाए हैं ऐसा नहीं है, बट ये कि शुरुआत ना लड़ाइयों से ही हुई है। तो मैं तो ये कहूंगी कि लड़ाइयाँ की है, बट लास्ट में ये होता है कि हम सब अब समझदार हैं, हम लोग को पता है ना को बचपन वाला लड़ाई नहीं होता है, तो वो कट्टी बट्टी कुछ भी नहीं होता है। हाँ, कुछ दिनों के लिए बात नहीं करते हैं, बट फिर समझ में आ जाता है। क्योंकि मेरे साथ ये कि थोड़ा सा फ्रेंड बनाने में टाइम लगता है, लेकिन एक चीज अच्छी है कि जो बचपन से फ्रेंड थे नर्सरी से, वो आज भी मेरे साथ है। तो जिन लोगों से लड़ाई भी होती है वो लोग भी मुझे समझने में भले उनको टाइम लगता है, बट वो समझ जाते हैं। तो मेरे पास फ्रेंड काफी अच्छे हैं और मैंने बनाए भी हैं। और अगर मैं टीचर्स की बात करूं और डीएमई की बात करूं, तो मतलब जितने भी टीचर्स हैं, मैं पॉइंट आउट नहीं कर पाऊंगी क्योंकि जितने भी टीचर्स हैं मैंने सबसे बात की है। इनफैक्ट चाहे फिर वो एचओडी मैम हो, आप हो, या फिर जितने भी हमारे टीचर्स हो जो मैं पढ़ाते हैं, जिनसे भी मेरी बात हुई है वो सब सपोर्टिव है। और ज्यादातर मेरी बात अगर पढ़ाई को भी लेके हुई है तो मुझे याद है मैंने प्रमोद सर को एक दिन उन्होंने एक चैप्टर पढ़ाया था, तो मुझे मतलब कि रात में 11 बजे कुछ ऐसा मिला, मुझे लगा कि मैंने सर से क्वेश्चन पूछा था और मुझे ये चीज मिली है। मैंने रात के 11 बजे सर को भेज दिया, मैंने ध्यान नहीं दिया कि रात के 11 बज रहे, तो वो एक गलत चीज है, मैं नहीं करूंगी। बट सर ने उस टाइम मेरे को तुरंत रिप्लाई किया कि प्रिया हाँ ये सही है, अच्छी बात है, तुम अमरीश सर से पूछना, वो तुमको इसके बारे में ज्यादा बताएंगे। तो मैंने कहा ओके। तो मतलब वो सपोर्टिव है काफी, तो मुझे ये चीज काफी अच्छी लगी कि आप हर टाइम हो, मतलब कि अगर हम पढ़ना चाहते हैं तो वो चीज काफी अच्छी लगी।
बट एक इंटरेस्टिंग चीज है अबाउट विच वी वुड लाइक टू नो कि तुम्हारे जो भी लड़ाइयाँ हुई ऑनलाइन मोड में, तो एक ऑफलाइन मोड की लड़ाई, फिजिकल मोड की लड़ाई और ऑनलाइन मोड की लड़ाई, दोनों में क्या फर्क है?
ऑनलाइन मोड में प्रॉब्लम ये होता है कि हम व्हाट्सएप यूज करते हैं, हम व्हाट्सएप पे बात करते हैं, और व्हाट्सएप में आप एक्सप्रेशन नहीं बता सकते हो सामने वाले को। जो मेन प्रॉब्लम है लड़ाई का वो ये है क्योंकि हमारे पास थोड़ा ऊपर से प्रेशर होता है। हम मतलब कि जो हमारे क्लासमेट्स हैं उनको बताते हैं तो उन्हें नहीं पता है कि वो जो प्रेशर आ रहा है वो ऊपर से आ रहा है और हम इतना बता भी नहीं सकते कि लाइक हमें कोई ये बोल रहा है आप ये करो, तो वो समझाना थोड़ा मुश्किल है ऑनलाइन मोड में। ऑफलाइन मोड में मैं उनसे, मुझे लगता है कि मैं इतना टाइम लूंगी उन्हें बता रही हूँ, मैं सीधा बोलूंगी कि मेरे पास प्रेशर है इसलिए मैं तुमसे बोल रही हूँ। बट ऑनलाइन मोड में हमें काम जल्दी करना होता है, मुझे बोलना होता है कि जल्दी करो, तो मुझे उनकी बात भी बाद में ऐसा लगता है कि हाँ वो गलत नहीं है, मैं भी, मेरे को लगता है गलत नहीं हूँ, बट थोड़ा सा है कि ऑनलाइन मोड में है तो एक्सप्रेशन शायद चैट से नहीं समझा सकते हैं, वो सामने हो तो अच्छा रहता है। और मुझे लगता है जब मैं सामने गई हूँ उनसे मिली हूँ ना तो काफी अच्छा मेरा वो एक्सपीरियंस रहा है।
चलो अच्छी बात है कि ऑनलाइन जो मोड की लड़ाई है वो ऑफलाइन में सबसाइड हो गई, सो दिस इज अ गुड थिंग इफ इट इज हैपनिंग. So moving on to Swati again. Swati, if I ask you about your interest, your passions, your hobbies, and whatever you do besides studies on the creative side, what will you say?
Sir, on creative side, I practice singing and I like painting. I love art, so I love it in all its forms. Apart from this, I like to explore, which I'm not able to much in this Corona time, but it's good. And I practice spirituality too. I like to explore myself and grow myself.
What all you sing?
Sir, right now I haven't joined any classes, but I see YouTube videos now. फिर
नहीं नहीं,
use
जो जो सिंगिंग की बात की ना, तो किस तरह का वो, किस तरह की सिंगिंग करती हो? व्हाट ऑल यू सिंग?
sir folk songs or Bollywood songs. So
So you practice on a daily basis or what?
sir, because last year it's not regular, but I used to when I get time, and now we are busy in internship and all, so career is more focused right now.
No, no. I mean, any hobby is pursued along with the career. Sometimes both merge. Even that happens. So, can you sing something for us?
Sir, actually, abhi I can't sing because
Okay.
I cannot right
Yeah,
now.
no. Anything that you can perform, anything that you can tell us about your creativity, if there is something more that you can tell us.
Sir, I nowadays I'm looking for a creative marketing strategy. So maybe that's a thing because as a DMM project we have done uh, branding and all. So I'm exploring those ways. Just
Okay, so moving on to Yashika again. Yashika, what will you tell us if I ask you about your passion, your inclination, your interests, your hobbies? What all you will tell us?
Sir, I like to read. I read a lot. I have been reading since I was like, I don't know, 10 years old, 11, I don't know. I love reading. Read a lot of books. I love to write because I like to read, so I like to write. I write for myself sometimes, though from a long time I haven't written for myself. So I like to write stories, rarely poems. I like to paint, some doodling sometimes. I made cartoon for newsletter, that's why handmade. And I like to dance sometimes. That's it. That's pretty much.
Okay, so what is the latest that you have read?
I have read The Forest of Enchantments by Divya Banerjee. Divya Banerjee.
And then tell us something about your interest in radio.
Sure, sir. I love radio. I love radio. People ask me why I love radio. So there's this thing about radio that it's very intimate. If I place like a phone near someone and just an audio is coming out of it, you'll feel connected to it. So I feel very much connected to radio. I love radio.
Okay. And since you have been part of this newsletter team, and DME Media School is one such institution which takes out a newsletter on a fortnightly basis. And as far as I know, there is no media institution, rather no institutions, what to say of media, no institutions in the entire world which is taking out a newsletter on professional lines with the periodicity of a fortnight, and that too on a continuous basis. And you have been part of the newsletter team since long. So what will you tell us about your this experience with the newsletter?
Newsletter has been great. It has taught me a lot of things. So when I entered in my first year, I joined newsletter because I loved writing. So Kamil sir said, okay, join newsletter. So I have came from a reporter to now an editor. Sometimes I plan columns. So it has like been a journey. Now I have designed also one. So it's like this whole thing, but it's a challenge, I'll say. It's a challenge which interests me every time. It's very amazing. It's amazing. It's an opportunity to learn.
Okay, so moving on to Priya again. Priya, what will you tell us about your interest and inclination? Though few things you have already told us, that you are into reading, that you are into writing, but if you would like to tell something more about that.
मतलब राइटिंग एक ऐसी चीज है जो कभी भी कर सकती हूँ, और जो मेन चीज है, अगर पैशन की बात करूँ तो आसपास कुछ भी चल रहा है तो दो चीजें हैं मेरे पास, या तो मैं उसको आर्टिकल फॉर्म में लिख के फैक्ट्स के बेसिस पे बात करूँ, दूसरी चीज मेरे को लगती है एक पोयम। अगर मुझे किसी की चीज के बारे में नॉलेज है, मुझे पता है, मुझे लगता है कि ये चीज आर्टिकल से नहीं बनने वाली, यहाँ पे एक इमोशनल अपील चाहिए, या फिर कुछ ऐसा हो सकता है जिसे अगर अलग तरीके से लाया जाए तो वो ज्यादा लोगों को अफेक्ट करेगी। तो वो चीज मेरे को करना होता है कि किसी भी मीडियम, चाहे फिर वो पोयम हो, चाहे स्टोरी टेलिंग हो, चाहे फिर वो आर्टिकल लिखूं, चाहे फिर वो मैं बोल रही हूँ या स्पीच दे रही हूँ, तो वो ऐसा होना चाहिए कि सामने वाले को पता लग जाना चाहिए कि मैं कहना क्या चाह रही हूँ। और इसीलिए मुझे लगता है एक चीज, क्योंकि मुझे थोड़ा सा सटायर में भी काफी ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट है, तो मैं पोयम के जरिए सटायर मतलब कि व्यंग जो है अपनी कविताओं में डालने की ज्यादातर कोशिश करती हूँ। मुझे वो लगता है कि ये एक ऐसा तरीका है जहाँ पे आप मतलब कि वैसे तो आजकल हम देख रहे हैं क्या हो रहा है, बट फिर भी एक ऐसा तरीका लगता है मुझे जहाँ पे आप ज्यादा से ज्यादा बातें कम से कम शब्दों में कह सकते हो, तो वो चीज मेरे को काफी अच्छी लगती है।
तो ऐसी कोई भी चीज जो तुमने लेटेस्ट लिखी हो, तुम्हारी कोई नवीनतम रचना, कोई भी ऐसा प्रोज पोइट्री जो तुम हमारे साथ शेयर करना चाहती हो?
सर ये भी 26, एक तो सर दो चीजें, एक तो भी एक पोयम है मेरे पास अभी, और दूसरा एक सटायर है जो कि मैंने 26 जैन को लिखा था, जो भी हुआ था देश में। तो आप बताइए आप कौन सा सुनना चाहेंगे?
नहीं, तुम मेरे ख्याल में पोइट्री ही सुनाओ तो बेटर होगा।
ओके सर, ठीक। सर नाम है इसका अस्तित्व। रोक दे इन आंसुओं को, मिटा दे तू चिंता की रेखा। रोक दे इन आंसुओं को, मिटा दे तू चिंता की रेखा। तू जो ममता का सागर है, तू जो करुणा की धारा, एक सागर ऐसी बना, एक धारा ऐसी बहा। एक सागर ऐसी बना, एक धारा ऐसी बहा। अपने सम्मान के लिए खुद को ही तू प्रबल बना। यहाँ कोई राम नहीं जो तेरे त्याग को समझेगा, यहाँ कोई राम नहीं जो तेरे त्याग को समझेगा। यहाँ वो काल है जो केवल काली से बदलेगा। तो तोड़ दे ये इज्जत की बेड़ियां, भूल जा उन खोखले संस्कारों का डर, जो नजर रोके तुझे जला के कर दे भस्म से। ये समय नहीं संताप का, ये समय नहीं संताप का, समय है ये संकल्प का। यहाँ कोई कृष्ण नहीं जो तेरी लाज को रखेगा, यहाँ कोई कृष्ण नहीं जो तेरी लाज को रखेगा। यहाँ वो महिषा है जो केवल दुर्गा से बदलेगा। तो छोड़ दे वो आंगन जहाँ तेरा सम्मान नहीं, मिटा दे वो अस्तित्व जिसका तेरे प्रति भाव नहीं। अपने सम्मान के लिए खुद ही तू लड़ना सीख, बार बार गिरकर भी तू जीतना सीख। सहना जो तू जानती है, शस्त्र भी उठाना सीख। सहना जो तू जानती है, शस्त्र भी उठाना सीख। दूसरों को छोड़कर खुद के लिए भी जीना सीख, खुद के लिए भी जीना सीख। थैंक यू सर।
तुम तो प्रिया एकदम क्रांतिकारी कवित्री हो। तो लगता है कि तुम समाज को बदल के ही दम लोगी। कैसे बदलेगा ये समाज? क्या है तुम्हारे पास कोई उसका कोई टूल है जिससे बदलाव आ जाए?
सर मेरे पास सिर्फ एक चीज है, वो है संकल्प, जो मैंने इस कविता में लिखा है, और मैं वही कोशिश कर रही हूँ। मैं अभी ग्राउंड लेवल पे कर रही हूँ, और जैसे कि अभी सबसे फर्स्ट चीज मुझे अपील की थी इस फील्ड में वो थी न्यूज एंकरिंग। बट अब जब मैं पढ़ रही हूँ, समझ रही हूँ, तो मैंने ग्राउंड रिपोर्टिंग भी की है। मैं मतलब कि ग्राउंड पे जाके कई जगह पे मैं गई हूँ जहाँ पे मुझे पता चला कि ये चीजें ऐसे ऐसे होती हैं। तो उनके बारे में फिलहाल मुझे पढ़ना है और मैं पढ़ रही हूँ। तो अगर अभी कोई मुझसे पूछता भी है कि आप करियर में क्या करोगे या कौन सा फील्ड लोगे, तो मैं अभी वो उसे नहीं बता सकती हूँ, क्योंकि इस टाइम मैं सारी चीजों को पहले देखना चाहती हूँ, समझना चाहती हूँ।
तो तुम न्यूज़लेटर में भी प्रिया बहुत एक्टिव रही हो, तो वॉट एवर एक्सपीरियंस, लिटिल एक्सपीरियंस फॉर द लास्ट 6-7 months, 8 months you would have got while working in the newsletter, would you like to share that with us?
यस सर, एक चीज मतलब कि नॉर्मल लिखना एक अलग चीज होता है कि आप पोएम लिख रहे हो, वो एक फ्री स्टाइल होता है। बट जो एक रिपोर्ट होता है, जिस फील्ड में हम हैं, जर्नलिज्म में है, वो जो एक रिपोर्ट लिखने का तरीका होता है, फॉर्मेट होता है, मुझे लगता है वो हर जगह शायद ना मिले। तो मुझे लगता है कि न्यूज लेटर में मैंने वो सीखा है कि वो फॉर्मेट किस तरीके से इवेंट को कवर किया जाता है। और आई थिंक जो आईकैन अभी हुआ था, तो जो उसमें काम किया था, तो उसमें तो और भी ज्यादा सीखने को मिला था, क्योंकि जो मैंने काम किया था वो कोट्स कलेक्ट करने का किया था। तो मैंने पहले भी बोला है कि मतलब कोट्स सामने वाला बोल रहा है, आपने उसे उठाया, आपको तुरंत देना है, मतलब कि टाइम लगाना ही नहीं है। तो आई थिंक वो जो टाइम का है, मुझे लगता है वो चीज समझ में आया कि टाइम की कितनी वैल्यू होती है इस फील्ड में।
Good, Priya. So moving on to Swati again. Swati, as you told us that you are working with a news channel. So can you tell us what all you are doing in the news channel? And as far as your career planning is concerned, would you like to remain in a news channel and working on the journalism side, or what all you have planned for yourself in your life?
Sir, in news channel, I'm a producer, so I produce content for the anchor. She reads it, and I have learned many things. Timeliness is a big factor here, and the stress, the producing of program and then going to the panel and running it in a proper manner without any mistakes. Also, sir, we had covered Kisan Andolan when it was at hype, January, February. So it was a very good experience going to the fields and covering live. So that helped me grow really well. And sir, I am preparing for masters. So I will leave this channel once I get a good college.
Okay, what is that one thing which interests you most in a news channel?
Sir, news. And while writing news and all, I feel very much like, why is this happening? I feel very responsible towards the society.
Yeah.
So this is it.
So this is good to know that you have learned this, because this is the most important thing, that if anybody is feeling responsible with regard to whatever one is doing and also with regard to the society. So moving on to you, Yashika, what will you do in your career once you complete this bachelor's program? Would you pursue a career in radio, or what you intend to take up in life?
I do want to pursue a career in radio. I have been earlier, that was not on like my list or something, but as I came here, I discovered how amazing radios it has been there. I also want to gain experience in grassroots journalism. I've always been passionate about it. I cannot leave it. It is something that this kida of journalism which has been there. So I want to do that. But at the same time, I know that I need to pursue masters. But probably I'll take a break if I get somewhere good with radio after my bachelor's.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
what is that one thing that interests you most in journalism?
Most in
journalism.
In journalism, development. According to me, journalism is not journalism. It does not have development as at its core. So I want to a journalism which promotes development is the journalism that I choose.
Okay. So Priya, I will not ask the same question to you, because I know for you it's a long way to go. Almost 2 years are there, 4 semesters are still left. But then if I ask you as to what all you will be doing, preparing yourself during these 2 years while you are studying in BJMC and while you are in DME, what all you plan to do?
पहले तो एक चीज़ है कि मैंने कहा था कि मुझे सीखना है, तो अभी ये जर्नलिज्म में मेरे लिए, क्योंकि मैं साइंस से हूँ, तो मेरे को काफ़ी चीज़ें नई-नई लगती हैं अभी, जो इस फील्ड में है। लेकिन मुझे सब कुछ मतलब ये है कि हर एक फील्ड में नॉलेज होनी चाहिए आपकी, तो मुझे वो चीज़ ही करना है। मुझे लगता है कि अभी जो 2 साल आएँगे, उसमें जैसे-जैसे नए टॉपिक्स आ रहे हैं, मैं उन्हें समझ रही हूँ और पढ़ रही हूँ, तो मुझे लगता है उसमें नॉलेज काफ़ी ज़्यादा हो। मुझे लग रहा है मैं उसे उस फील्ड में पहले ट्राई करना चाहूँगी। मतलब जो मैं पढ़ रही हूँ, उसे एक्चुअल में वो चीज़ें कैसे होती हैं, उन्हें देखना चाहूँगी। तो मैं ये करना चाहती हूँ। अभी तो मैंने यही प्लान किया।
Right. So with this, we move towards the end of this program. And one good thing that I have taken up, which I am carrying after concluding this program, that every participant in this program is very, very positive. Everybody believes in eternal learning, and everybody is interested in journalism. Everybody wants to do something for changing the society. So that commitment is there, that resolve is there. I mean, that whole orientation, as Yashika said, towards development, which is in a way changing the society, is concerned, so that we can move forward and we can create a better society for all of us. So this is really commendable. So I thank you all. I thank you, Swati. Thank you, Yashika. Thank you, Priya, to be a participant in this program and interacting with me in so detail. Thank you all.